Good morning. This is Amy. I am a proud, crazy chicken lady. Thanks for coming back. I'm sure you actually returned more for the entertainment than the actual information. Although, yes, I was warned that the first episode I ever tried, this is the second. So grow with me, entertain it. The first episode that I did was one huge run-on sentence. I'll try to do better with this one. So what I thought I would try this time go around, honestly, off of Facebook. I am part of a chicken club, believe it or not. I know, crazy thought. And there's always questions going on. So I thought that I would go ahead and give you a generic rundown of a question and then answer it. It may be the best way because if they're asking it here, there's a good chance you're going to be wondering the same thing. So the first one I came across, and of course, like within 2 hours of being on, they had over 150 comments. It basically is referring to they have 2-week-old chicks and they appear to be terrified of this person. When they go in to try and clean out the brooder, they actually have jumped out, which of course, if you've ever tried to chase a chicken, you are going to lose. It almost always takes more than one person to chase down a chicken. So what I want to do is they're asking, why are they terrified of me? How can I fix this? I don't want them scared of me, their entire life. The real answer to this is we see people showing pictures where, yeah, that's great. They're cuddling with their chicken and everything else. More likely, that person only has a few chickens. That helps. I always have so many that I can only get 1 or 2 that really, really do take to me. But it's because I have too many. When you only have 2 or 3 chickens, you can give them individual attention. So just like any animal, they need to learn that you're safe. We're a shitload bigger than that little tiny nugget. So it only makes sense that they're going to be terrified of us when we come into this space. And when we come into their space, we're really overwhelming everything about them. My thought is this, and it's going to be exactly what you read from most people. And when I tell you, you're going to go, well, of course. So you need to have time. The people who have the chickens that sit on them, want to be around them, you see them cuddle with them in odd ways, they probably had time to actually just be with the bird, to sit down and give the little one some snacks. The problem is, like I've said, you don't really want to introduce too many treats at a young age of 2 weeks, but it's not going to kill them to have you sit down and put their food in between your legs and just sit there calmly. Go in with a book so that you become part of the space and not so intimidating and overwhelming, and talk to them. They'll recognize your voice. Okay. They will actually also recognize your face. Most of my chickens, the few that I name, they actually even know their name. So I would you need to take the time to be with them. If you don't have that kind of time, it's okay. That's not a judgment thing. It just means that they're going to be scared of you for a while. When you pick them up, they're scared. You're lifting them off the ground and they can't control it, especially in this. If they're only 2 weeks old, they can't even fly yet. So should you lift up a chick, you need to make sure you really have it secure. It doesn't mean it's not going to try and fly away, but I suggest you be as close to the ground when you pick it up as possible. Don't raise it away from the ground, and put it next to your body so it can smell you, it can hear you, it might even hear your heartbeat. You need to do that. which means you are taking the chance that they will shit on you. So sorry. I know you never thought that that would happen. Wait till they get older and roost above your head. And as you walk under them, they decide to grace you. Yeah, I would love to say that's not part of my personal experience, but it is. So I guess that is kind of the 5-second on something like that. All right. Let's see. I'm sorry, and I apologize because you're gonna have to I'm gonna go through here. Oh, this just makes me think. I don't even know if they're asking anything. It's talking about the husband dropped an egg in the coop a couple weeks ago, and now the chickens are eating their eggs. They tried putting fake eggs in, and it's not helping. So, yeah, we did the same thing. The fake eggs, I think they could possibly help, but ours didn't either. They can tell the difference. So, in all honesty, I don't know if they smell or if their sight is so phenomenal, but I will drop an egg, and if it doesn't break, they all come running at you. I mean, almost like a horror show. So they come in and they go to mob me, and then they also look down and go, oh, well, the egg's not even broke, guys. Come on, let's go back to what we were doing. Now, God forbid if that egg is actually broke, though. Don't you dare drop an egg and actually have it break, because you could lose a limb if you go after trying to stop those birds from getting it. I haven't found an actual fix. When you drop the egg, it's one thing. The only thing that we have found to alleviate it, and it doesn't 100%, is you actually just have to get the eggs before they crack. So, I mean, yes, I'm talking, we've got 300 birds. So we have to collect our eggs about 3 to 4 times a day. What that does is it allows us to get there before there's 3 or 4 eggs laying under everybody. The eggs hit each other, they crack. It encourages the birds to eat the eggs. Once they're encouraged to eat those eggs because we don't pick them up quick enough, it's a horrible habit to break. So it really is just a horrible, horrible habit to try and break once it starts. You have to get in there and get the eggs for might be a week or 2. It really depends on your birds and what you do. But we had to get in there for about a solid week, picking up the eggs. It probably every hour. It was ridiculous. Almost had to set a timer. The alarm went off, and you looked at each other and did rock, scissors, oh my gosh, the tongue stopped working. Rock, scissors, paper to see who had to go get the eggs. So yeah, I wish there was an easy fix for that, but there's not. You just have to make sure you get the eggs well before they start breaking it. So good luck on that one. Really simple one here. And then I think I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet and just kind of give a little bit of information. There's one here just basically saying, is it normal for the first laid eggs to be this small? Yes. I still have some yearlings. Actually, they're about a solid year and a half now. And their eggs can come out absolutely tiny. But yes, the first time your birds start laying eggs, they're going to be very small. Their body hasn't quite come into accustomed to being able to lay eggs. So their body has to grow with, and the more that they get used to the egg, the more they'll allow it to grow in their body to a more average size. There's also some birds that simply lay small eggs. In my case, it just more or less becomes a joke. I actually had one the other day. This is going to sound gross. Put my hand under the bird, collecting eggs. I'm assuming I'm just pulling out a rock hard poop, and instead it's this marble size egg. Can you imagine a bird going, oh, I think I just have to take a poop. Boop. Nope, it's an egg. Oh, yeah. We get the weirdest little ones all the time. So I think it's just part of them. I mean, every now and again they do have eggs that are, in a sense, already in their body. So I think some of the birds just naturally only produce certain sizes. The other thing I have found out, though, about egg laying, if a bird molts, basically it means all their energy goes into shedding and regrowing feathers. This can happen because any stressor that comes to them, it could be a change in the temperature, it could be a critter, it could be we've sent ours into it when we've gone to remodel or add on to our coop. So some of them are just more susceptible to stress. But when they come out of the molt, which seems like it's forever, their eggs seem to be bigger. So I have some eggs that would make an ostrich blush. As you can hear, it makes me stumble over my words to try to describe how huge some of these eggs are. But yeah, the eggs are going to come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, especially as their bodies figure out how to manipulate and do the egg. It's not perfect. The calcium, by the way, is not for the harder shell. It's actually for their muscles to help them lay eggs better. So you do want to make sure that will help with your more consistent eggs as they get bigger as well. Well, on that note, I'm going to try and cut this short this time. Let's see how this goes. Maybe I can just touch base every day, a couple of oddball questions. And if you have any yourself that you really would like me to try and talk about, please send me an email or comment on this on my page. So you can always send me an email. It's happy_chickens@yahoo.com. You can also find my YouTube page, which is usually youtube.com/Amy's.happychickens. So however you want to get me a note, hopefully I said that slow enough that you might be able to write it. Leave me a note. Tell me how you think I'm doing. And I will answer any of your questions honestly. If I don't know it, I love chickens enough, I'll research it for you. So let's see what we can find for you, okay? Thank you very much for joining me. And we are going to talk more about the shit that chicks say, because they definitely have a lot to say.